Hey everybody, how's it going? Well, time for your new recipe, and this one kind of intricate with this one. This is going to be an angel food cake. Now, typically with an angel food cake, it's light, it's fluffy, it uses no dairy or oils. So it's got your sugar, your cake flour, your egg whites, and some cream of tartar, and that's it. So this cake is good if you're looking for that light snacky cake kind of deal, or if you have somebody that's lactose intolerant in your family, you can make one of these. Now, it is a super sensitive recipe, so go ahead and follow step by step and be careful when you make it. But at the end of the day, it looks delicious, it tastes just as good, and I'm super excited to share it with you. So, comment down below if you tried it yourself. Let me know, and as always, thanks for watching, and I will see y'all again next time.
Alright, ingredients on the board, and it's time to rock and roll. Now, the first thing you're going to do after preheating your oven is pour your sugar into your food processor and blend that up for about a minute. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to make the sugar super fine and make it easier to dissolve in your egg whites later on. After that minute, you're going to go ahead and separate out a cup of that sugar, put it to the side, and then save the rest for this next step. Now, with the remaining sugar in your food processor, you're going to add your salt, your flour, and you're going to mix that up for about 10 pulses. Leave that in your food processor for a second. Take that cup of sugar you set to the side, and go ahead and sift that into a small bowl. Any large grains that you end up having, just toss them to the side. You won't need it anymore. Now go ahead and do the same thing with your flour mixture. Just sieve all the big chunks out and toss it to the side. There should still be more than enough for what we're going to need to do. After everything's separated, go ahead and take your egg whites and your cream of tartar, put them both in a mixing bowl with a whisk attachment, and go ahead and start to beat that up. Now you're going to want to see some froth form at the top of your mixture. That's when you'll know you're ready for your next step. Don't wait too long to see that froth come up. If you beat it for too long, you're going to knock the air out of everything, and then you're going to have a limp cake. And nobody wants a limp cake. Once you get that froth, you're going to go ahead and start adding your sugar from that cup of pure sugar you had a second ago. Now you're going to input that a tablespoon at a time. You don't want to overdo it. You want to do this nice, gentle, and easy. If you add too much, then the mix is not going to be right, and you're going to end up with a mess. Once the sugar's all in, you're going to want to beat it till it's nice and glossy, and it gives you soft peaks. Now you're going to see here, when I take the whisk up, I'm going to mix it and test it. You see that bend right there? It's not too stiff, it is just right. A soft peak will never stand straight up like a stiff peak. Now once you have that soft peak, go ahead and add your vanilla, turn your mixer back on, and mix that up just enough for the vanilla to get integrated in. Again, too much beating and you're going to mess up the mixture. Now take the sieve you've been using this entire time and pour about a third of your flour mixture into your egg white mixture. Make sure you don't have any big lumps, and once you do that, go ahead and just fold it in very gently. Again, carefully so you don't knock the air out of this. Now something that I did, unfortunately, the wrong way was when I initially folded this, I didn't fold it well enough to get all my dry ingredients mixed in nice and evenly. So, just make sure when you do it, mix gently, but mix thoroughly. Once everything is mixed up, go ahead and get your pan and just dump everything in. Dump the entire batter in. Make sure that the top is nice and smooth and that there's no extra little droplets on the edges. Trust me, you're not going to want to see that when you pull your cake out of the oven. Once your batter is in, go ahead and give it a nice tap on your countertop to make sure that there's no air bubbles just hanging out down there that's going to cause your cake to fall later on. As you see here, this is post-skewer test. It's a nice golden brown. You're going to want to flip that over and let it cool for about an hour. Now to cool this cake, most pans like this have little feet on the bottom because you're supposed to turn it upside down and let it cool that way. So you'll know you have a good cake when it doesn't slide out when you flip it under, like this. And now for the real test. You're going to run a thin knife along the edges of your cake, make sure that it's not grabbing a hold of anything. And once you do that, you're going to flip it over and knock it out. Now this process, you got to be careful. If you flip it too hard, the whole thing's going to crumble. But if you don't flip it hard enough, it ain't going to come out. Now, as you can see, mine turned out nice and pretty, nice and even. Finally, you're going to dust it with a little bit of powdered sugar, and that's about it. Now, you can top this off with any kind of fixings that you want. I chose homemade whipped cream and strawberries, but you do what you like. Again, tag me below if you do it. Show me a picture. And as always, I appreciate your time. I will see y'all next time.